This broadcast is brought to you by Shell and Malta Carib. Welcome to the Coca-Cola National Intercall 2019.
What an equalizer!
Sanitas Fortis. In a healthy environment, we will find strength. This is the motto of the city of San Fernando. Well, strength is something that will definitely be required by both teams here today. If one can ever compare an SSFL encounter to the equivalent of an Argentina versus Brazil clash, well, there's no better comparison than this one. Both colleges are perennial superpowers of schoolboy football, with one of them clearly proving their dominance at this level, having not lost a match since 2017. To them, the word losing is all but an adjective. But today, it is about the present and 90 minutes on the pitch that can change the destiny of the boys from Paradise Hill, as their opponents are not focusing on adjectives in English class today, for Mondays on Carib Street are set aside for verbs, and they have been studying only one: win. Our entire team is here, all present and accounted for, as we welcome you to the Manny Ramjohn Stadium in Marabella, South Trinidad, where the defending Intercall champions Naparima College face a focused and determined Presentation College in an encounter that should leave each and every one of us glued to our seats. These are the Coca-Cola Intercall Finals. Let's now have a look at today's weather that Presentation and Naparima College will be playing under. Temperature for today, 28 degrees Celsius. The humidity is at 80%. And so far for the day, we've been experiencing some light rain showers. My name is Hans Devines, and welcome to the Coca-Cola South Zone Intercall Finals here at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium. Last time, these two teams faced each other. After 90 minutes, it was 0-0. But guess what? There are 4 other teams that are waiting for the results of today. Let's take a look at our current Coca-Cola Intercall table. As we know, the East Zone was won by Sour North Secondary. St. Anthony's College topped the North Zone. Central Carapachima East Secondary was able to come out on top, and in Tobago, Speyside High. Brent Sancho on the pitch with us.
Doesn't get much bigger than this, of course. As you can see, most of the favorites have gone through so far.
Well, speaking of gone through, let's talk about the teams that are going to be in the Premiership as they are recently promoted. For the first time, Moruga Secondary and Chaguanas North are in the Premiership, and Colin Murray will be so happy about this. Fatima College is back inside. It's been a big weekend in football in Trinidad and Tobago, and we want to say congratulations to William Wallace, the new president of the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association.
Of course, congratulations to William Wallace, and of course, congratulations to Moruga Secondary, Fatima College, and Arima North Secondary. They, of course, you see how tight it is between 3rd and 4th. 3 teams move up, of course, to the Premiership next season.
Yeah.
2 teams drop down, unfortunately, for Trinity College Mocha and St. Mary's College. They will be plying their trade in the North Zone next season. But again, congratulations to the 3 teams that have come up to the Premiership.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Presentation College. They beat St. Benedict's College 3-0 to get into this South Zone final. A very comfortable win. Last time, Prez was up against Naps 0-0. They held them off to a draw for the first time in quite some time, Brent.
Yeah.
Now, is it a mental block with Presentation College not being able to beat Naps?
Well, certainly the fact that they have not been able to beat Nats is of some concern to persons down at Presentation College, because it's a game that has haunted them throughout for quite a couple of years. Of course, the win against St. Benedict's College is huge for them coming into this one. And as you have mentioned, the last time that both teams would have played here in a regular season, Presentation College would have had the lion's share of possession,
Yeah.
albeit though, Hans, the chances created was not, of course, in relation to the amount of possession they would have had.
Yeah.
So they would be a bit disappointed that they didn't come away with more than just a couple, 1 point, sorry. They should have come away with 3 points, but they just did not create the amount of chances to win a football game.
Let's talk about Naparima now. Have not lost a game since 2017. Are they stepping into this one a little bit overconfident? And thinking about it as well, they sort of scraped by Pleasantville in the semis.
Well, one thing about Naparima College, they know how to win football games. They've been professional, efficient throughout the season, and this dates back to their last loss in 2017 against Shiva Boys. Moving forward, this is a program that has done extremely well. It's more than just the players on the pitches, the school, the coaching staff. Everyone has chipped in to make sure that this program has run efficiently. And how have they done well? They have dominated not only at the South Zone, but have also dominated nationally.
Yes.
So you have to give them credit, and as I said, they only know one thing, and that's to win football games. No matter if they play poorly or not, they always seem to come out on top.
Brent, I know sometimes you stray away from predictions, but what are your predictions for this one?
This is a tight one. Just like the finals at the North Zone between St. Anthony's and East Mokarapo, I am a bit hesitant to even make a prediction here because that's how tight it is. However, I just feel I may have to edge it a bit to Naparima College. Just that unbelievable no fear of winning and having to win and always wanting to win, I think it's going to get them through here this afternoon.
Well, Brent Sancho, I'm pretty sure you got some guys from presentation upset there. Thank you very much. Brent Sancho, you're going to hear him upstairs. Right now, we want to actually welcome from Naparima coaching staff, Mr. Samlal, saying welcome once again. What mood is Naparima in today?
Quietly confident. You know,
Right.
it's a rivalry, so we go there and just play football today and get the victory.
What is the strategy against presentation in particular?
I think the last outcome match we had with them, we were second to the ball and we weren't aggressive enough. So I think coming out today a little more aggressive, create some chances. Clean sheet, important as well.
All right, he's looking for that clean sheet. Thank you very much, Mr. Samlal Singh. And with one of the keepers that represent Naparima College, regalio holder, welcome to Sportsbox. First time we actually having you on the field as well like this. Tell me about the team today.
The team, well, I think the team is very confident. Coach Angus prepared us well for this battle, and I think we're going to defend the title today.
Well, defending the title is obviously one of the most important things for you, but tell me about the bench.
Well, the bench, a lot of great players. We have Declan Marcel, great strength, great speed, great composure. Molly Khan, young prodigy, great talent for his age. Mark Ramdeen, one of the most versatile players, touch the field. On the SSFL.
And top goal scorer last year as well.
Correct. And I think the player profile is on him today, so I think that his profile would support my opinion.
Let's check it out.
My name is Mark Ramdeen. I'm 19 years old. I play left wing or right wing, and I'm from Superior. So far in my football career, I won MVP last year in the SSFL, and also I played with the national team on the 20 in the CONCACAF, and I scored a goal against St. Vincent. This year, I played against Marseille, AIK, and Braga in Portugal. That's mainly it. Yeah. Winning MVP was the most memorable moment of my life because I set out to do that goal last year and it came true, and I was very proud of it. Cristiano Ronaldo is my favorite player because his work on and off the field and his behavior, mainly because his passion for the game and how he respects fans and everything like that. My mom is my biggest motivator mainly because she wants the best for me and she supports me 100 and always there, and she just want to see me make it. And I want to say thank you for bringing me up this way and everything she's done for me.
Codell Frontin, one of the players to watch as well right now, joined by Mr. Roland Atwell, here representing Presentation College. Let us know, what is the mood of the team right now?
Well, today actually the boys are in very high spirits.
Yeah.
They're ready to play. And that's it's really not unusual, but they're happy and they're ready to come out and do the job.
I understand that there was a loss in terms of one of the members of your team.
Yes, we had the goalkeeping coach, Jefferson George. His dad passed away last week, and the funeral was Saturday. So that was a kind of damper in training last week. But the boys were able to pick themselves up after.
All right, well, we definitely send condolences to the entire family, and we are excited to see Presentation and Naps play, because it is a big one always. But what's the strategy against Naps today?
Nothing extra, just go out and
Nothing
play.
extra, or nothing you're willing to say?
Nothing I'm willing to say.
Very good. Thank you very much, Mr. Atwell, for speaking to us. Right now, Tyreek, he's joined us on the pitch many times before. Tyreek, how you feel about Presentation today?
I feel great. The guys are confident and they're coming out to take a win.
Last time, 0-0 against Naps. I mean, come on, what needs to be done different?
Don't worry about that. We have the remedy for Naps, and we're sure we're coming out to the title this evening.
All right, well, let's look at one of the players now.
Oh yes, Jarrell Sinclair, a very close friend of mine, a great finisher of the football.
My name is Jarrell Sinclair. I am 18 years of age. I am from Erin and I'm a centre forward. Well, what got me into football is a family thing. So it's from my father, my brother, uncles, aunts. You know, it's just in my blood. And yeah, I was like probably 8, 9 years when I started. Growing up, I didn't really had like the exposure. So all my memorable moments was at Presentation College. So playing against Naps and Prez, the atmosphere, scoring against Sawa in one of the most important games we had to win, although we didn't win, it was a good feeling. My favorite footballer is Alexandre Lacazette. He plays for Arsenal, and if I had a day to be with him, I'd just ask him to go through a full day of training. That's how would this be? And you ask him certain questions. Well, I could play many other sports, but to say at a competing level, I don't do it. Volleyball, cricket, basketball. Well, the person that motivates me and inspires me is my father, because he's always on my back, go training, do this, you know, all the right things he wants me to do, and he's always on my back to do it. Make sure I get it done.
Welcome here to the Manny Ramjohn Stadium. It's the Coca-Cola South Intercol final It's Naparima College against Presentation College. And somebody was saying that's the equivalent of Brazil versus Argentina, Real Madrid versus Barcelona. But hey, it's going to be an epic encounter. Of course, there is the San Fernando Hill. You've trekked up there many a time, Brett?
Of course, keeping fit, Colin, as I normally do. Scampering up the San Fernando Hill, the beautiful scenery of South Trinidad. Of course, Clayton Ince and Salma. There seems to be a very relaxed atmosphere around the Naparima College team and coaching staff, Colin.
Yeah, well, you know, you look at Naparima, and because they have not lost in a while to Presentation, they obviously feel that they're able to get the better of Pres again. But there is the Manny Ramjohn Stadium, a nice aerial shot. Of course, I'm Colin Murray along with Brent Sancho. And any minute now, we should see the officials and the players. The officers are here in full strength, just to ensure that law and order is maintained. And nice shot here of this Manny Ramjohn Stadium. Of course, it used to be the Union Park Turf Club, for those of you who follow horse racing. And there are the officials making their way out, followed by the two teams.
Well, the expectation, Colin, 1 versus 2, top 2 teams in South, 2 teams that have dominated in the Premiership version of schoolboy football. And there's so many different clashes and different flashpoints that we have to look forward to during the course of this one, Colin. And it should really be an interesting one.
Yeah, it should be. Of course, Presentation in yellow. There we see the skipper, Aline Barclay, together with the goalkeeper, Isaiah Williams. And the members of the Naparima team just walking down to meet the Presentation players. So the Presentation players now meeting the officials. Of course, we've got our officials here for today's encounter.
Fair play, Presentation court.
Here are the officials for the game. Quincy Williams, he is the man holding the whistle. There's the assistant referees, Jordan Cox and Sash Ramsarup, and the 4th official, Dennis Changia. So that is the officials for today's game. What an encounter we expect. Brent, this could really go either way. I suppose you've got to think that Naparima would be slight favourites because they're unbeaten and they have always had the better of Presentation. Let's have a look at the team list. It's Naparima College, of course, first. Levi Fernandez, the goalkeeper. There's Neptune, Andrews, Lois, Can, Frontin, Shipley, Christopher, Waldrop, Perouse, and Bramble. The coach, former national player, Angus Eve. Let's have a look, Brent, at their formation.
Well, of course, it's a typical 4-2-3-1 formation. I expect Can to sit in front of the back four, and of course Shipley and Bramble provide the goals up front, and as we know, 2 exciting attacking players up front.
And here, let's have a look now at the Presentation College team. Isaiah Williams, the man in the goal. There's Mason, Cornwall, Charles, Allen, Barclay, the skipper, Aline Barclay, leading Presentation, Jacob, Bisnat, Gilbert, Ash, and Shepard, with the leading goal scorer, the coach, Sean Cooper. Let's look at the formation for Prez.
Well, a 3-5-2 formation. Look for Barclay and Jacob to provide some muscle in the middle of the park. And of course, young Shepard up front with 10 goals. 3rd highest goal scorer in the Premiership. And of course, a real handful, the national under 17 player, had an outstanding season for Presentation College.
Yeah, he's scored 10 goals already. The joint 3rd highest goal scorer. And you look at him with 10 goals, and Shipley and Bramble, they've got 8 and 7. The thing is, you look at the Naparima lineup, and you've got goal scorers all over the field. Shipley, Bramble, Can, Perouse. Whereas Shepherd, it seems they're very dependent on Shepherd to get the ball in the back of the net.
And we saw that when the last two teams played right here at this very venue as we take a look at the Presentation College bench. You know, they seem to have, of course, Shepherd being the point striker, the number 10, he's up front. And he's done well up front on his own. I do think he should be given a bit more support. I'd be interested to see, and that's one of the things we'd have to talk about during the course of the game, how much numbers they throw.
Now, we've had a lot of rain, Brent. Let's have a quick look at the pitch conditions.
Of course, what I would say the best surface in the Caribbean here at Naparima Dominance Stadium. We've had a bit of rain, and it's, of course, made the surface a bit slicker. I walked out on the pitch there, Colin, it's quite firm still, but a very, very good playing surface.
Well, we're getting ready for the South Zone Intercol final. Kickoff is with Presentation. And here we go. Barkley. Long searching ball there immediately. Looking for Mason, who was going on that overlap. Goes out of play and the throw taken by Naparima. Presentation trying to get on the front foot very early with Ash. Wins a corner. So within the first 20 seconds, we've got the first corner of the game and it's going to Presentation. Shepherd is going across to take the corner, while Charles Cornwall come forward, the centre backs. Shepherd with the left foot, the right-sided corner, swinging it in, headed away. Comes to Barkley. Well, it turns out to be a good pass. Gets back to Shepherd. He doesn't control it. Being pressured there by Christopher, and he wins a throw. Mason with the throw for Prez. Nice long throw, headed away by Christopher. Goes straight back to Mason. He's gonna get the cross in. No, he gets it to Barkley. Barkley plays a nice ball, wide ball for Bisnath, who is overlapping. Can he get it over? Well defended there by Atiba Lewis. Gives away a throw, but the important thing, he didn't allow Bisnath to get the cross in. This is Ash. Back to Bisnath. This time the cross comes. Shepherd, that ball was always going away from Shepherd. Got his head on it, but no power or no direction. Naparima hasn't been able to get hold of the ball yet. It's been all Presentation thus far for the first 2 minutes of this game. It's a good ball to Ash. Being confronted, of course, by Neptune. Ball comes off of Ash and it's going to be a throw for Naparima. This is the Coca-Cola South Zone Intercol final. The winner of this will meet the winner of tomorrow's quarter-final between St. Anthony's and Speyside. Of course, both semi-finals here at the Atto Golden Stadium, but this is a break here for Naparima. Cross comes Cornwall, that's good defending. Gets it back to his goalkeeper. Unfortunately, from a Prez perspective, he's not able to keep it in, and it's going to be a throw for Naps. This is Barkley, the skipper. He's a dangerous player for Presentation. Gets it to Bisnath. He's looking for Ash, but Ash is confronted here by Neptune. Goes out, and it's going to be a throw for Presentation. Nice start to the game so far by Presentation, Brent. They've been on the front foot.
Oh, similar pattern to the last time that these two teams met here at this very venue.
But this is Ash who can control it. He was gifted the ball by Andrews, or sorry, by Christopher, and he couldn't make use of it. But here goes Mason. Takes it out of play, and it's going to be a throw for Naparima.
So I was saying it's a very similar pattern to the last time that these two teams played. And as we both know, of course the viewers would know as well, that last game ended up in a 0-all tie. And And I think the problem that Presentation had on that day is that they weren't able to execute in the final third. They just didn't get enough numbers in and around the Naparima box. And I'm looking at the start, albeit it's less than 5 minutes, and they seem to be pushing a little bit more numbers forward. Hopefully that may result in chances for them.
Well, they're playing Shepherd up front with Ash, which makes a big difference because last time, if I memory serves me right, they only had one striker.
Correct, Shepherd.
And they've decided now to go with Ash as well, which gives the opposing defense another person to think about. But they should play.
It also leaves them a little bit thin at the back. We both know what Shipley and Bramble could do.
This is Christopher. Getting it forward to Perus, but playing away to Ash. Tries to head it on towards Shepherd, but across comes Andrews.
When in doubt,
kick it out. So here is the throw. Getting it towards Bisna. Plays it in field, but good tackling there by Atiba Lois. Or that was Neptune who tackled, but it's on the left side with Christopher. So neither team really, even though Prez is on the front foot, some of the passes going astray and neither team really settling down there. Suppose they got to get used as well to the conditions here at Mani Ramjon.
Well, it is a bit slick at the top, as I said. They have the rainfall. And although the surface, as I said, arguably the best playing surface in the Caribbean, it's still a very flat, nice, grassy facility. And it is primed for really high-tempo attacking type of football. But as you mentioned, Colin, both teams are still settling.
Now this is Shipley. Getting it across towards Christopher. Back to Christopher now, playing it there towards Waldrop. Waldrop to Perus. He plays it in field. Good ball to Frontin, but he pushes it a little too far forward. And it goes out of play. It's going to be a goal kick for Presentation. There's Sean Cooper, the coach of the Presentation College. Goal kick for Presentation, and Angus Eve, very successful head coach of Naparima. Always very serious, doesn't have much of a smile on his face. And this is Ash, he runs straight into Can. Charles putting it out, through for Naparima. Waldrop with the throw to what's fronted. One back here by Fred, goes to Shepherd. He's the danger man. Andrews very close on him. Gets it towards Ash. He's trying to dribble his way through, gets it back to Shepherd. Shepherd plays it looking for a through ball there, trying to get it onto Dante, but it's back upfield. Well, one here by Presentation. This is Barkley. Plays the ball forward towards Ash. He goes wide to Bisna. Too close to the keeper. It's going to be a goal kick for Naparima.
I'm sure that took a deflection. I'd like to take another look at that one. It looked like it would have taken a slight deflection there off of Cornwall. Here it is here. Look at it here, Colin. Ball goes up. It's like a slight deflection off of the left arm.
Yeah, it seemed to be Atiba Lois. Well, the officials have given a goal kick.
Well, it is a bit difficult for them to see it from where we're situated. It's right really in front of us here. And of course for the referee and the linesman is on the opposite side. So it would have been a difficult spot. Nevertheless, there it is here, a bit closer. There it is, off the left hand.
Yep, should have been a corner. Waldrop getting that ball forward towards Perus. He can't control it. Fronted. It's going to be another throw for Naparima. Waldrop with the throw. Plus we've got the Naparima rhythm section here. They're in full force. There they are. In full force. You're going to be hearing those drums for most of the afternoon. Cornwall leading the throw for Mason. This is Atiba Lewis. Gets it up to Shipley. Turns nicely with it. Gets it back to Perouse. All the way across the Waldrop. That's a nice ball inside. Get it away. Jacob took a little bit long to get rid of that ball. So they've got the throw and the throw quickly taken. Shipley. Can towards Waldrop. He has to go back towards Christopher. But they're keeping possession, Naparima. They're now starting to settle a little bit here. The Naparima team. And as soon as I say that,
Commentators goes.
Yep, Fronted loses the ball and goes out for a throw. Was goalkeeper Williams. Hasn't had anything to do yet. Free kick for Naps. Taken. Perouse. To Can. He plays it wide. Towards Atiba Lewis. Still Lewis. He's looking to get the cross in. Towards the far post. He's got some bodies there. And no communication there between Charles and goalkeeper Williams. And you can see Williams saying to him, he had that ball covered. Christopher to Waldrop. Back to Christopher. Andrews. Naps settling down now, Brendan, knocking it around.
He started to stroke passes around, not quite the cutting edge in the final third, but they're starting to conjure up some ideas, and they've been sloppy that part of the field, but they've been able to build the ball and swing it from side to side, and they've been very patient in their build-up. Took some time to settle, Colin. It finally looks like they're in the game now.
This is Jacob. Trying to get Shepard going, but Andrews is going to get there first. Fernandez towards Neptune, or towards Christopher, sorry. This is Waldrop. Christopher, long ball looking for Bramble. It's picked up here by Frontin. Oh, that's a good tackle from Barkley. Jacobs goes wide towards Mason. He loses out to Waldrop. Can. So much time we've seen Can spreading that ball around from a defensive midfield position. This is Shipley. Gets it to Lewis.
So good
That's
ball.
a lovely
That's
ball
a
to
classy
Bramble. Is he going to go for goal? Yes, he does. The keeper stood tall. It slipped out of his grasp. And the ball still has not gone. Charles has to clear it. It's with Waldrop. Looking to set it back in field. And eventually a foul committed. But what a good ball and what a good run from Bramble.
Top pass here by Lewis. Into the stride of Bramble. It was always a difficult angle. Had no support in the middle. Stinging the palms there of Charles in goal. And of Williams in goal. It's a good ball, Colin, a very good pass in field. And I think because of the tight angle, and of course of the retreating angle.
He had no other choice, Brent.
Yeah, and the retreating defender as well really didn't give much of an option. I thought he would have tried to take on the defender and trying to get some more real estate going inside. That was a difficult ask as well.
This Bisnat with a good ball, but too close to goalkeeper Fernandez. That's good distribution, getting it to Bramley. He didn't control it all that well.
Solid defense, very solid tackles.
Jacob. Still Jacob. Gets it back towards Mason. Oh, to Barkley. Is he going to have a shot? Oh, he pushed it too far ahead of him.
Should have, Colin.
He had the opportunity. Pushed it just too far ahead of him.
And his weaker left foot there, but I thought he still should have taken that chance.
Well, gets it out to Mason. Sends an interesting ball in field, and Andrews are declaring. I think you look at presentation, they're very much more with the direct approach, Brent. They're heading straight to goal. Naps on the other hand, they're trying to knock the ball around.
Of course, look at that pass. That is a top pass. Nice curve on the ball. Of course, puts it in the stride from a Bramble. It's a really, really good pass.
He just had to run on Jane. The Coca-Cola score confirmation after just about 15 minutes. It's Naparima 0, presentation 0. Offside flag going up. Free kick for Naparima. This is Neptune. There's a good ball towards Waldrop. Luckily he gets the rebound. He's being harassed by Shepard. He gets it to Fronton. This is Shipley. Good ball from Peruz. The shot just goes wide. Build up again from Naparima, Brent. There it is. Going to Shipley. Gets it to Perus.
And he really gets a hold of this one. A lot of power. But not like direction. Look at that. That's not an offside, Colin. That's a wrong ball. He certainly, of course, should have allowed that play to go, but I think Fernandez had that one covered. Of course, the rainfall is starting to come down here.
Yeah, it's a drizzle at the moment, but let's hope it doesn't get heavier than this. Some of the spectators scampering, some of our camera people are scampering for a little cover.
We don't have to scamper, do we, Colin?
Well, I'm not sure. Let's hope so. Let's keep our fingers crossed, Brent. Then you will see the speed of Murray. Well, it's going to be a goal kick for Prez. Just about 17 and a half minutes gone. No goals yet. And you look at the two defenses, and they're very sturdy defenses. I think they give
well organized.
Yeah.
They're very well organized, both sets of defenses. And as a team defensively, they understand their roles and function and where they should and shouldn't be. And more importantly, they understand, of course, making sure they cover the right areas in the field throughout. So, we talked a lot, Colin, about the San Juan Lords, the Kaipichaima East, and Anthony's College. Of course, those teams moving on in the Intercol. But when you compare them to these two teams, it just feels that there's a bit more quality within these two teams than for what we've seen so far.
That's a really good ball towards Waldrop. He can't find Fronting. Ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw for Press. For Nap, sorry. Yes. Sean Cooper. Giving some directions as to how he wants his team to play. finding them this year in the league. That's a good shot just over the bar. Last time Prez defeated Naparima was in 2016.
Yeah.
In the South Zone final. So it's been a long while.
But it's a truly remarkable length of time without being defeated. This Naparima College program. Of course, they've created history already, and they continue to create history with this team.
It's good defending by Christopher, just heading it back to his keeper, and immediately Fernandez gives him back the ball from the start there, movement up the left side.
Be interesting to see where this Naparima College's team ranks among some of the Naparima College teams that were successful in the past. Is it arguably the best group to come out of the college?
Shipley trying to get it back through towards Fontaine, which is successful. Oh, he's taking a chance there, trying to get past Lewis. Is it Shipley? Getting that ball wide towards Waldrop. Well, he's blown for the foul, and I thought Naparima had the advantage. Very surprised referee Williams blowing for that infringement.
What's interesting to note, Colin, is that both teams are very satisfied with keeping their back four intact, even when they are on the attack. They've not thrown extra numbers forward. We've seen so many times in a modern day of football where we have wing backs and overlap. But these teams are quite happy with keeping numbers behind the ball. And then defending that way throughout. As you can see, you've seen 4 blue shirts already.
Neptune playing a wonderful ball there to front and back to Perus. Waldrop looking for Bramble, headed away but straight to Shipley. Oh, he didn't get the shot at all, came off the outside of it. And finally the shot coming from Perus high over the bar. So we still have a slight drizzle here at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium. I don't think that'll affect conditions at all, Brent.
Not at all. It's as I said, it's a well-laid pitch. It doesn't hold water like some of the pitches we've seen before. So it's no puddles or pools anywhere on the pitch whatsoever. It is a bit damp now. I think before kick-off, before this rainfall, it was still a bit solid underneath, but I think with this rainfall, it would have been dampened a bit. It's a good flat pitch though, Colin.
Well, here goes Naparima with Waldrop. Sends a good ball towards Shipley.
That's a poor header.
Can he shoot? Can he turn?
That's good still. Oh, that's good defending. Excellent defending.
Really good defending.
It's a bit worried there for them after Shipley's original move. To free them up a bit. They started to turn the screws a bit.
Bramble is offside.
I think that's where Naparima has been successful this year. They sometimes find themselves defending for long periods and they turn defense into attack quite quickly.
Williams with the free kick. Looking for Shepherd. Headed away by Christopher to Waldrop. Gets it up the line towards Shipley. This is the presentation skipper, Barkley. Gets the return ball. Looking for some movement inside. Decides to go back to Shepherd. This is Biznard making the run, getting it from Dante. And not a good cross at all. Got the ball from Dante. Lovely bit of movement again. And Barkley to Shepherd to Dante, and then for Biznard to get it back in. Brent came off the outside of his boot.
Well, he was hesitant, first of all, to put himself forward, and the execution of the cross was very poor. Barkley, the captain in your screen, very, very important player. course,
there's the 14-year-old Dante on the ball. Plays it forward to Shepard, but he can't. Oh, he did well to eventually keep it in and just blasted out by Waldrop. So it's going to be a throw.
Not sure what his intentions were there.
You think it's 1 minute to go and they're leading 1-0? This is Barkley to Mason. It's going to be a goal kick, or is it a corner? It seems to be a corner. Brent, we talked about the pitch.
Well, since the rainfall, it looks like some of the pitches, you could see the grass of the surface is on the playing boots of most of the players, but the surface underneath, Colin, as I was saying, it's probably a little bit damp, but it holds up quite well.
Shepard with the corner, headed away by Waldrop. It's going to be a throw for Prez. Not such a great corner. You've got to get it over to the far post if you're going to have men at the far post running onto it. But that corner from Shepard was not well taken. Gets it to Cornwall. Cornwall plays it in field, looking for Jacob. Well, Shepard over the line by Waldrop, so it's going to be a throw for Naparima.
He's been quiet, hasn't he, Colin? Jacob normally
always up. He's a hustler, isn't he?
Hustling, bustling, one of their main attacking threats, and he's been very quiet throughout the game.
You're just wondering if his instructions were to just hold his position.
In the midfield, especially now they play with two up front.
Yeah.
He's a little bit more adventurous. When they had Shepard up front on his own, that's Jacob. We've seen Shepard in the picture before. And you have to wonder as well, I'm looking at the tempo, 26 minutes in so far, and the tempo of the game. Is that what we'd expect for a derby game? Much less a final.
Yeah, it's a little quiet, isn't it?
Pensive.
Yeah, it's
very pensive. Both teams seem to be...
They're cancelling out one another.
Yeah,
and
correct.
That's the problem. You know, nobody's really saying, let's get at the other team. I think they're very cagey. Yes, they're going forward, but as they lose the ball, you can see both teams getting back quickly into a defensive formation.
The challenge that both teams have, though, Colin, is if this stays at 0-0, go straight to penalty kicks. And we all know that lottery is not what either coaches would want to play. And I call it a lottery because it really can go anywhere. I don't think there's any team in the world that can say they're experts at penalty shootouts.
In 2018 and in 2016, both the games ended goalless, and Prez prevailed on penalty kicks. And we know last year, remember, a fantastic display by Jabari Gray in the Prez goal. But unfortunately, he wasn't backed up by his outfield players who couldn't score from the shootout.
And that's what I mean. It's you've never heard of any team boasting of their penalty shootout prowess. Of course, remember the World Cup with Holland, of course, making the goalkeeper change right before the penalty shootout.
Yeah.
He ended up being a hero.
Dante getting it to Jacob. Jacob was tending to look for the shot, realizing Mason was flying by on that outside. The pass wasn't all that great. And so Waldrop wins it for Naparima. Away goes Waldrop. Got Shipley making a run. This is Shipley. But he couldn't control it.
I think he was looking for the pass a little bit earlier. And of course, the hesitation there. Talked about the goal distribution at Naparima. Shipley has 8 and Bramble 7. Kesar 5. It's really well distributed throughout the team.
Even Shoaib Khan, he's got 4 goals.
Midfielder,
and he's a holding midfielder. So the goals are well spread, whereas presentation, there's a lot of dependency on Jai Shepard.
Yeah.
Referee Williams just having a word with Bramble. There's the foul. But this is Mason trying to get it towards Ash. The rhythm section starts again. wondering if a few people would have stayed away.
I would imagine as well, of course, with the kickoff time being at 3:30, one of both schools' alumni would be leaving work at 4, I would imagine, to get down here. So maybe in the second half we could pick up.
I remember the league game when the teams drew goalless. I think there was about 5,000 people here. It was a huge attendance. But we're not close to that this afternoon, which is surprising. But as I said, the weather in the south has not been good at all. Score confirmation after just about half an hour at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium. It's Naparima 0, Presentation 0. Hasn't lived up to the kind of billing this game would have got. Very, very defensive. That's not the goal with a free kick. Sometimes, Brent, the best form of defense is attack. Of course. And Presentation, they're just a little hesitant when they lose the goal. Correct. Trying to win it back. They're waiting on Naparima to make a mistake. I remind you that Naparima has obliged on a few occasions. But a free kick for Naparima. Good free kick. Oh, he drops it. The keeper holds on to it. He went up. Goalkeeper Isaiah Williams dropped it, but was able to regain his composure and get his hands on the ball.
Looked like it could have been a tricky situation as the ball is flighted into the box here. Williams here, right there, I tell you, Bramble was in attendance.
And Tyreek Andrews was coming at the far post.
At the far post. Sometimes in those situations, and I'm sure Coach Jefferson, I'm sure even Coach Ince would be telling Fernandez the same thing. In these kinds of conditions, you better serve punching the ball, because it is wet. Last thing you want to do is, of course, drop a ball in that area.
Well, this is Andrews, the Neptune. Now Price trying to put some pressure. A high press, but Andrews gets out of it nicely. He's got Bisnard in his wake. Gets it to Shipley. And a foul committed on Lewis by Bisnard. Referee calls the play back. Actually, Lewis had released the ball, was making the run, and he was tripped by Bisnard. The referee spotted him. Let's have a look. Look at it.
Looks quite a good player, Lewis. Very comfortable. The trip was right before the play moved on to Shipley.
Yep.
But he looks very comfortable at the right back position, Lewis. He's made a couple of good decisions.
Roos for the corner, this time
better. A lot better. And we're doing the world of good, Colin. Not the best of kick, however.
This is Jacob. Oh, he just pushed it.
Well defended.
Pushed it just too far ahead of him, and Waldrop was able to get hold of it. Lewis does well, gets it to Shipley.
Yes, excellent.
Shipley turns with it. He's got Bramble ahead of him. Gets it towards Bramble. Can he keep it in? Does well. But eventually, Cornwall comes away with it. Gets it to Barkley. Barkley so comfortable and composed on the ball.
That's well defended.
Oh, Ash wins it back.
He's done well. He's done very well.
But he loses it. Oh, he's
he
gone
doesn't.
again. I was about to say he's lost it again. And But the thing he's lost his footing. And the ball goes out for a goal kick. But Ash did so well. He rode about 2-3 tackles and just about to get the ball across, he slipped.
It's good determination and tenacity. When it's time to execute, his footwear lets him down.
It's a good turn from Can towards Shipley. This is Perus. Good tackle in the end. Very good tackle. Perus. Still Perus. The Can. Neptune. That's a very good ball towards fronted. Lewis making the overlap. This is a good ball. Just put him under pressure.
I thought the tackle was a bit late there. This not, but nonetheless, still resulted in a throw-in for Presentation College. Both teams are really struggling to turn their possession, their meaningful possession, into a dangerous attack or even a goal-one attempt. Most of it has been right in front of the various defenses.
We're in the final 10 minutes, Brent, and no keeper has really had a save to make.
No, not at all. And a lot of it is what you had mentioned, Colin, is that both teams are getting a lot of numbers behind the ball.
It's a good effort from Jacob, getting there in front of Waldrop, but couldn't control the header.
Here I say, Colin, that it looks like he could be headed to penalty kicks. I know it's very early in the game to even make such an assumption, but it seems like the pattern of this game has already been established.
I don't think we've had a shot on target.
Much less a shot on goal, really. That half-time stats would be probably about 2 lines long.
You're hoping so?
I'm hoping.
Well, ball comes. Naparima's just had that one shot from Issa Bramble from that tight angle. Remember it. Other than that, the only thing both keepers have had to deal with was cross balls coming and they're going out and taking them on the volley or taking them. Oh, that's a tough tackle from Jacob.
Hefty,
He's gonna get a yellow. He's gonna get a yellow card. I'm almost sure. Yes, referee Williams is pulling Jacob aside and saying that's a yellow, son.
I thought he slipped in it. Oh, that was naughty. Once you leave the ground, Colin, it's only one real result in it. It's very reckless.
So Akil Jacob getting the first yellow card of the afternoon. There's confirmation of that yellow card for Jacob. At least he showed some bite, Brent. Your kind of bite.
No, that's not bite. That's more than a bite there, Colin. That's a full-fledged munch.
You tell me Hulk is his nickname?
I'm not surprised.
Hulk?
That was a Hulk-like challenge.
Well, it's going to be a free kick for Naps. Guys, coming back on the field is Atiba Lois. So it's going to be Perus with the free kick. Floating, again the heads go up. Andrews heads in there. Shipley was thinking of the bicycle, was thinking of the spectacular, didn't go for it. Still has possession, gets it to Waldrop. Ball comes off Mason, and it's going to be a throw for Naparima. Good ball to Shepard. because in the way of that, in fact, was Bisnat, but he never got a shot off. The ball hit him and just rebounded in front of him. But what a good play from Shepherd, a wonderful ball. He took on Andrews, got to the byline, squared it back, and one would have thought Bisnat should have been following in with a shot. There's the ball towards Shepherd.
It's a good ball out wide. Shepherd had one thing in his mind, and that was running at the big defender Andrews. Finally, after a couple step overs, thought he might have put it too far. Gets a good cross in there. I tell you what, I don't think Bisnat was much.
What was he
too
doing,
aware, but I don't think he was aware when it eventually would have come to him. Looked like Khan would have mishit.
Well, we're in the final 5 minutes of this first half. No goals yet here at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium. It's Naparima 0, Presentation 0. But here goes Bramble. That's a good tackle.
Well defended.
Good tackle by Cornwall.
So I tell you, once Bramble picks up any steam, he's a very difficult player to stop. Here he is charging forward. That's a good challenge.
Khan gets the ball across towards Lewis. This is Neptune. Naparima knocking the ball around nicely. Christopher. He's got Waldrop to his left. He decides to go for Bramble. Bramble does well to keep it in. But Cornwall is challenging, and finally Basin gets it away.
They've done well presentation when it comes to those types of areas. They've been able to double and triple team the Naparima players. Of course, Coach Cooper belting out instructions. But they've worked hard presentation. They've really worked hard in terms of closing down and making it difficult for Naparima College. The question is can they keep this up for 90 minutes?
This is Jacob. It's at the Shepherd. Lewis. Gets there before Bisnat, but luckily for him, Perus was there, but Jacob coming back and he slips again. So it's going to be a free kick for Naparima. Seeing that Jacob.
That's a card.
Yes, it is
Silly.
a card.
Silly. There's no need to do that.
So the second presentation player to be booked is now Jacob and Cornwall.
There's no need. This is just silly. There's no need to stand in front of the ball. The free kick has already been given. Now he puts himself in a book, and of course he has to walk the yellow card tightrope for the remainder of the game.
Yes. Confirmation there of the yellow card, Justin Cornwall. So 2 presentation players booked so far, none from Naparima. Coming up to the last 2 minutes of the first half, and we'll give you a moment, tell you just how much added on time there will be.
It'll be interesting to see, Colin, in the second half, which team is going to make the tactical change to give themselves a bit more bite going up front. Both teams seem quite happy in the way things are right now, keeping a lot of numbers behind the ball, but this man's done well. So
Andrews
again defending.
That was
well.
Neptune, sorry, winning it from him, but he gives it to Barkley. He has a shot. It's off target.
That's what the game has been, Colin. Shots from outside. And as I said, both teams are keeping a lot of numbers deep into their territory to defend the goal, which has made space a rarity in this game for attacking players. Just haven't had the space in and around the 18-yard box.
Well, it's just 1 minute left of normal play in the first half. We understand that there's an additional 1 minute, minimum of 1 minute added on time. This is Waldrop. Another bunker shot from Perus, but going way over the bar. So both teams, Brent, shooting from distance and not getting them on target.
I'll tell you what, our producer is going to do a hell of a job to put it together, this halftime highlight reel. There ain't much clips.
Less work for us to do, Brent, aren't you glad? But here goes Shipley. Great defending from Cornwall. Great defending.
He's done that well throughout the game. He's covered well, and he's anticipated danger well throughout the game, and he's been a very good covering defender.
Left-sided corner for Naparima.
Good defending there by Cornwall. Yeah, Cornwall getting back and getting his boot in the way.
So it's a left-sided corner for Naparima. We are in additional time.
Good ball. Good catch.
Keeper did well. Immediately sending it down looking for Shepherd. And he's won a throw. I don't think they'll have enough time to attack the presentation goal. And as I suggested, the referee blows his whistle to indicate that the end of the first half is up on us. 45 minutes plus a minute of added on time. These two teams cannot be separated. It's goalless on the half. Skipper Levi Fernandez in the Naparima goal had very little to do, as well as his opposite number, Isaiah Williams. He just had a couple cross balls to hold on to, and he had one save to make, a sharp angle from Issa Bramble. So the Coca-Cola half-time score here at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium. This is the Intercol South Zone final. It's Naparima College 0, Presentation College 0.
live on Sportsmax, CTV and CCN TV6. We are here at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium in South Trinidad. The Coca-Cola Intercall South Zone Finals. Naparima College going up against Presentation College at the half, 0-0. Regalio, what are the fans saying about the first half?
The fans think that the team could be a little more intense.
Okay.
We could put on the ball and play a lot better.
And what is your favorite moment of the first half so far?
We had a nice build-up play resulting in Bramble getting a shot at goal.
Yeah.
I think if we do more of that, we should be able to put one in the back of the net.
All right, thank you very much, Regalio. Tyreek, what are the fans of Presentation saying in the stands?
They find the footballers a bit lackadaisical and lethargic. They come to see goals and it's not much intensity or attacking.
Quite interesting. Both of you all have the same criticism of your teams. Let's hear what our commentary team has to say about the first half in the halftime highlights.
Well, I couldn't agree with them more. The first half, it lacks intensity. There was no real purpose. This was probably the best moment, Brent, of the first half. Shot from Bramble.
Well, Bramble, good ball by Lewis, playing it into his stride, and of course his strike by Bramble. But that has been the story of the game. Shots from outside the box. Defense have come on top so far in the first half. Of course, Jacob with the header high and wide. Both teams, as rightfully said by our guest host, played a lackluster affair so far. The game lacked tempo and it lacked a bit of poise. Moments of skill here and there. Shepard taking on Andrews, driving to the byline, and of course eventually squared it across. No one home, especially Biznat miscued that one.
He should have been running onto it.
Should have been running onto it.
I mean, his positional play was bad, but give Shepard a lot of credit. He was excellent, I thought. Shepard getting to the byline, taking on the big man at the back in Andrews.
And an errant past it. Jacob Barkley, with a wild one going wide of the post, as mentioned. Not the type of game we expected. However, 7 goal attempts by both teams, 6 by Naparima, 1 by Presentation College. Of course, that figure of 1 shot on target,
that
dismal,
tells the story.
Of course, of the type of game we've seen so far. 9 fouls in total, 2 yellow cards, all going to Presentation College. No red cards, 4 corners in total, 3 for Presentation College. Not the type of game we have expected so far, but of course, we still have 45 minutes plus to play.
Still have 45 minutes to go, and let's hope the intensity picks up in the second half. Let's go back down to Hans on the field.
Well, not the game that we expected thus far, but hopefully the second half heats up. Here with Regalio. Regalio, we know you recently transferred to Naparima College from CIC. Now you're under Coach Angus Eve. What is it like being under his charges?
Well, Coach Angus is considered one of the best, if not the best coach in the SSFL. He has a great relationship with each and every one of his players. He knows how to motivate us, how to encourage us, and I think he gets the results he deserves.
And how you feel about Naparima being so dominant over the past few years in the SSFL?
Well, I come from a team where it wasn't so dominant. So,
wow.
So now I'm on a team that's dominant. I mean, it's a great feeling.
Yeah.
And I think Naparima has great things in the future. Well,
Regalio, you're originally from Diego Martin. We actually were in Diego Martin and we caught up with Coach Angus Eve to talk a little bit about Naparima College and their successes. This feature brought to you all courtesy Malta Carib. With some construction noise in the background, we are here in the Diego Martin Sporting Complex with the man behind constructing the team at Naparima College, Angus Eve. So Naparima College has won the premiership for the past 2 years, and what makes it even more significant is that you all have not lost a game since September 2017. Really big deal, but what is attributed to this success?
I think it's the holistic development of the young men, what the principal and the staff do in the school, and we try to replicate that sort of discipline and dedication on the pitch.
In September 2017, you all lost to Fatima College as well as Shiva Boys Hindu College. You all went on to be beaten in terms of the Secondary Schools Football League Premiership. Presentation took the title that time around. Since that time, it has been a significant turnaround. What do you attribute this to?
Those 2 games in particular, not making any excuses or anything, but we had 5 players that couldn't play in the Fatima game. Credit to my friend Wayne Shepard, because players missing, you have to win the game still. And the Shiva Boys, I think Shiva Boys was just too good for everybody that year, to be honest. We were in transition, turning our under 16 into the senior teams, and I've learned a lot from that time. Hence the reason I'm telling you now that we have a better program in place for that.
Some people may argue that Naparima may be too good for the Premiership League. What do you say to that?
Naparima and any other school, to be honest, is evolving all the time. This year we're going to lose 9 players who are actually starting because these guys are going to go out and get scholarships. So it's about cycles and how you manage the cycle, because we have to now manage the cycle of losing all of these players. But we've been grooming the under-16s to take over, and that is the key.
It's undeniable that we're in a moment of history whereby the Secondary Schools Football League Premiership is a new competition in a lot of ways. So looking forward into the future, how do you intend to continue this success with the boys, and how much longer do you think it can go on for?
I'm hoping for the next 3 years. We believe with the core players that we have, and once we continue to maintain that level of discipline and that level of hard work and always evolving, because we always have to evolve because the players are always changing.
Coach Angus and the boys of Naparima would love to continue winning, but the boys of Presentation, you all have a different mission. Now, Tyreek, I know you used to play cricket at one point in time. Can you tell us more about some of the other boys on the football team?
Well, there are many hidden talents among the players. You know, we have a few dancers, a few singers, and even a few scholars.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So it's about a lot more than football on the Presentation team.
Yes, well, the school looks develop a holistic person. So, you know, it's more than just on the pitch, it's off, and it's all the books as well.
It is all inclusive and encompassing. It's about more than just football. From the South Zone, let's take a look at Taj Neptune.
My name is Taj Neptune. I am 17 years of age and I'm from Labre. I've been playing pan since I was 13 years old, so yeah. I like the music, the arrangement that some arrangers give us during Panorama season, during season that we had to go small playouts and stuff. When I was smaller, I used to like to follow my sister, so she started to play pan, so I started to play pan too. My first band that I started with was in Labre, NGC Labre Nightingale. Well, I have won several small band competitions with Arima Golden Symphony, and we came third this year with Skipper Bunch. And these players from Skipper they're amazing. The vibes that they carry, it's unbelievable. So yeah.
I would say that Taj is probably one of my closest friends. I've been playing pan since I was 7. We have rehearsals twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. And I'm closer down to Panorama is every day.
Since I've been in Navs, Vidish has been my real soldier, my top rider. So yeah, he's just one of the real ones. So when I'm playing with Vidish, it's always a vibe.
As a musician, Taj is very talented. Like, he can listen to music now and play it for right after.
I know Taj from a teacher perspective, as well as he introduced himself because I teach pan as well in the school. So I know him from that, where he introduced himself to be a part of it. He's an avid seconds player. I think he's an excellent musician because I could give you an example. He joined the Panorama side last year quite late, right? And he was able to pick up the music like without fail. In school, he is a down-to-earth person. He's always on top of his work. If he misses, because we're training and especially with practice as well, it takes up a lot of time, he will actually approach his teachers and stuff if he missed anything and try to catch up as much as possible. So he's really good academically as well.
Most of the time is football. So most of the days that we don't have football, it could be pan. And then when I reach home at night, school, study. Well, it's a task. It's really a task. So you just had to put in the hours. You wouldn't get much sleep, but you had to put in the hours to get your schoolwork done, and the rest will come. When I grow up, I would like to be a physiotherapist because the football, I want to stay in the football mix, and well, even though I can't play football when I get old, I can keep on helping people.
here to the Manny Ramjohn Stadium in Marbella. It's Naparima 0, Presentation 0. We are the Coca-Cola Intercol South Final. The sky has cleared up nicely. I don't think, let's keep our fingers crossed that we wouldn't get any more rain, and we should have a very entertaining and interesting second half. We see some substitutions being made. Naparima has made one. Presentation has made one. Naparima has brought on Mark Ramdeen for Marvin Waldrop. And Presentation, they've made one as well. Nigel Carraby is the man on. Marcus Mason is off. So Mason is off. And Nigel Carraby is on.
Not surprised with the changes, Colin. At the end of the day,
Would you think both? Well, we know Mark Ramdeen, Brent, but you think that Carraby is going to be more attacking from Presentation?
Well, I think they need to get some more numbers forward, Presentation College. But of course, Ramdeen, last season's MVP, and you know, the last zonal finals we've seen both the North, East, and of course there is a man, Mark Ramdeen, former. Of course, for Waldrop confirmation.
I thought Waldrop was having a good game, but maybe just maybe not attacking
probably
enough
a different look.
Taking the game to them. And of course, Carraby for Mason.
And we all know, Colin, in all the zonal finals we've, of course, showed here in Sportsmax, the substitutes have all come on and scored. So is it that either Ramdeen or Mason's going to score? Carraby, sorry, Mason's off.
Maybe the coaches have been looking at us here and saying, you know what, the substitutes are scoring, let's get them on. But we'll wait and see what happens. That's a good ball.
It's a very good ball.
Oh, he's pushing too far.
That's a tough tackle.
That was Ash.
That's my type of tackle, Colin.
Yeah. No comment, but was the tackle there? Is that young man, Taj Neptune, putting in the tackle? But I thought Ash pushed it a little too far.
Yeah, a little too far.
Yeah, he pushed it too far ahead of him.
It's a good initial run. I think once he's gotten closer to the 18-yard box, his push was too far ahead and was asking way too much of himself. That push there, a really strong challenge coming in there. You
look at the Presentation central defenders, Brent. Here's a good ball to Ash. I thought he was trying to lay it off for Shepherd. Eventually the shot came from Carraby, but no power. Yeah, you look at Neptune, Brendan, you look at Andrews, they're big boys at the back.
They're very comfortable with any ball coming into the box, that's for sure.
It's a Shipley, he's way back in top of his defense. Foul committed by Carraby. It's going to be a free kick for Naps. So Naps nil, Presentation nil. There is the foul on Shipley.
Just mistimed that one, the substitute Carraby.
Good ball towards Shepherd, but Neptune is after him. He's got to be careful. Oh, he was trying to get around Neptune and realized that Neptune was getting the better of him.
Positionally, he's done everything right there, Neptune. Making sure that the player stayed between him and the ball, which didn't allow him to get around him. We've seen some really good defending in the Intercol. Talked about Antoine and Barkley for St. Anthony's College. Of course, Garcia and Farrier for San Juan North, Sinclair for Cardi China East. And of course today, that Andrews and Neptune have been very solid at the back, and of course Allen and Co. Presentation College. What I've liked, Colin, with the defenders positionally, they've been spot on.
Jacob playing that ball backwards to miss that, but his pass is wayward. Shipley, I think with Shipley, protects the ball so well, Brent.
Very well. Him and this man Rambo. Push. The ball comes off the referee. Should go back to Naparima College, I believe.
I think he's back to Naparima. As they had possession when it hit him. Some new rules have come in. So I was watching a game in Brent in the English Premiership as we look at that cross ball. Finally cleared away by Cornwall. Arsenal were playing against Southampton. And the last defender, Cherney, pulled down Danny Ings, gave him a little bit of a push. And the referee awarded a penalty, but gave Cherney a yellow card. A lot of people were thinking, well, he's the last defender, it should have been a red card. But the new law states it was a push, one, and you had to look at the direction in which Ings was running. He was running away from the goal. So it was a good decision in the end. But of course you've done it. We go around with the rules, and I know, Brent, you are. You love to ensure that the officials are doing a good job.
You know, I got a bit of a scolding by Mr. Downer.
Oh no!
He's an avid watcher of this schoolboy football.
Well, let's tell Mr. Downer good afternoon.
Special good afternoon to him, top official, of course.
So what did he scold you for?
My regular rant on referees, I suggest.
Mr. Downer, you're dead right. He's always ranting about the referees. But then he used to do that as a player. Oh, here is a break for
sloppy,
Ash.
very sloppy, Colin. I tell you what, he's a very lucky man. He just didn't get the ball out from under his feet fast enough.
He didn't take your advice. When in doubt,
put it out. And he could have done this earlier. Look at it. It just stuck under his feet. Couldn't find it. And almost allowing Ashwood a way in, but I just think the tempo of the game, Colin, first and foremost, is just not right for both teams. It's been very pedestrian-like. Both teams, as you mentioned, it's all right for the first 10 minutes to be cagey, but we're going into the 50th minute. Both teams are still very unsure.
But here's Ramdean with his first touch. That's a good ball. Excellent ball. Bramble turning with it. The shot comes over the bar. Again, very difficult angle. But he took it down well, turned with it, and that's when it ran away from him. Had the shot, but it was a very difficult angle. He didn't get it on target.
Yeah, it's a difficult angle, and of course, there's a host of yellow shirts sitting around the ball. Never really was given the opportunity to have a shot on goal. It's a good ball in there by Ramdean. Ball control, all right. The second touch, not the best. Difficult angle here. Never really was able to get clear sight of goal. Danger man Bramble, Naparima College.
Well, Krez back on the attack. It's with Shepard. Turns his man nicely. Sends it across close to the keeper. Needed to hook that back a little bit. But Ash was in a forward position. Ramdean slips. Carabby. Gonna get into Ash. Ash has got some speed, isn't he? Takes on Christopher. Gets the ball across, not a bad hand.
It's a brilliant cross. I tell you what, I think he had enough time there to take the ball onto his chest, Gilbert, and of course he decided to hit the ball from a very difficult angle. That was good work by Ash. He's been very positive. It's good work, good cross, beating the first man in Andrews. Just thought he had enough time to take it on the chest there.
Well, this is Christopher getting into Ramdean. This time Ramdean gets a good ball inside to Peru. Shipley back to Peru. Bramble is in disadvantage. This is Bramble. It's in the back of the net. Excellent football on the part of Naparima. Excellent. And Issa Bramble, the real another chance he's got. Goal number 8 for Issa Bramble for the season. He buried it in the far post. But what a good, there are the Naparima supporters. But let's have a look.
It started really there with Ramdean. Good into play here. Ball laid across. He stayed onside. And what about this for finish? Hard and low into the corner of the net. Goalkeeper Williams had absolutely no chance. Bulging the old onion bang. And of course, Bramble. We talked about how much of a danger he is throughout this one, him and Shipley. moves up to 8 goals, like his strike partner Shipley. But that was a top team goal. Arguably, Colin, the best team goal we've seen so far for the season.
Oh, it's really a wonderful movement. The ball was, it was sort of one-time passes, and Perouse played the perfect ball into the path of Bramble. He just had to run onto it, and as you said, Brett, a wonderful finish. He picked his spot and put it away into the back of the net. Wonderful goal from Naparima. Let's see how presentation will respond.
And I was thinking to myself that this game needed a goal badly, and I think this may just raise the tempo of the game a bit. Of course, a correction that is 9 goals so far. That man Bramble.
Yep, we had him at 7, but we got one in the semi-final, which made him up to 8. Mr. Bramble, the 53rd minute, has made it Naparima 1, presentation 0.
I tell you, Colin, this game is poised to really take off now. Don't think presentation could afford giving up another goal. You'd have to say, Colin,
that's
we didn't see it in the replay, but Mark Ramdeen is really the architect of the finished product. He did very well.
Yeah, you're right, because he was the one who had played the initial board. Barclay, errant header. Perouse, back to Bramble.
Starting to turn on the charm now.
Yep, this is Ramdeen. To Bramble, back to Ramdeen. Oh, he was trying to get it back. He was trying to get it back. It's going to be a free kick for Prez. What will Prez have to do, Brett, to get back into this game besides scoring a goal?
They have to first of all put together a passage of play similar to what Naparima did. Just possess the football, try to carve things out. They've found themselves a couple of times in those types of 1v1 individual types of situation. They really need to carve a very well-drilled Naparima College defense open. The only way to do that, Colin, is moving the ball from side to side and possessing it, not dribbling with it.
This is Shepherd. Looks to get it over. Goes behind for a goal kick.
And I think one of the reasons why they've struggled offensively, Colin, is that I just felt that the captain, Barkley, is not as involved as he should be. The number 15 that was in the screen. It's on our screen a while ago. He's one of those players that is very, very good.
Yeah, he's the architect, isn't he, of this presentation.
But he's lying a bit deeper. But he's lying a bit deeper than usual.
Well, the coach needs to push him forward. He has to say, listen, we need to get a goal, and first to get a goal, you've got to attack more. Because at this point in time, it doesn't matter if they lose 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. They've got to get a goal. Ramdi does well. Gets it back to Khan. Intercepted by Ash.
There's Barkley.
As you rightly said, getting forward a little bit more. Gets it to Shepherd. Here's another one that they've got to spend on. Shepherd! Shepherd! Oh, he's in it to the goalie. He should have put it away, and I think he knows it. He went straight through the defense, and at the last minute, he just didn't lay his line down. He knows the kind of opportunity he got for him.
What a superb run by that man Shepherd. When he got into this position, he may have been better served laying it off for Jacob, who was facing the goal, but he was, of course, on the run. He's absolutely livid with himself. That is a superb run by that young man. It's a poor pass.
presentation. Bisnat is coming off, and of course Charles is making his way on. But what a chance Shepherd had. He wormed his way through the Naparima defense. The ball probably, Brent, was just stuck under his left foot. He couldn't get a full swing on it.
And that's why I thought he would have, of course, laid it off to Jacob. And just couldn't have passed the ball out there. But that was a chance.
And you look at the presentation lineup, and the two danger men, of course, would be Barkley and Shepherd. And as we talk that ball had gone from Barkley to Shepherd.
He just has to get himself a bit more advanced, Colin Barkley.
Charles plays a good ball forward towards Shepherd. He can control it, but he wins a throw. It's going to be taken by Allen. I've seen him watching the game. Going up that left side. Has always been Bisnat. But with him off the field now, Allen is going to, I would expect, Allen is going to come on that left side and push forward a little bit more. In the meantime, goalkeeper Williams is down. Not too sure when he kicked the ball out, if he did some damage to himself.
It looks like he's in
real
extreme pain here. One has to wonder if it's a strain or pulled muscle.
Was it
it's
when
all in his calf?
He had come out for the ball? I'm wondering if when he distributed the ball, I took my eyes off of it, Brent, and I'm not too sure what transpired after then. Because it was a long ball from Fernandez when he got it and then distributed it. And you're just wondering if he did some damage to himself at that point in time.
Yeah, I think he looks like he would have, of course. Yeah, I can't see him continuing. Looks like he's in a lot of pain. He's now taking his gloves off and, of course, seeking further treatment. Even his coach Cooper is getting there. It's just as a calf strain muscle.
Yeah, just a strain. Let's hope it's just a calf strain or something like that. But he's in such pain, you're wondering.
Doesn't look comfortable at all. It'll be a pity for presentation because they've started to come into things a bit, especially in the backdrops of that brilliant run by Shepherd.
Well, it appears that he's going to come off, Brent. Let's have a look at it.
Well, not sure what happened here. It's very, very strange, to say the least.
Well, you have to really say it just so.
Yeah.
Because it really, you really have to say that. Because it seems that nothing has happened. And as all the fans say, just so. Because, you know, I thought when he distributed the ball before, maybe he did some damage to himself. But we can't see anything. We can't pick up anything. But it's serious enough that he's got to come off the field. They're waiting on the stretcher, and they obviously don't want to substitute.
No, they seem very reluctant.
Yeah,
of course,
because they've got a youngster in the goal. I'm not too sure.
Gerald Thorpe.
Yeah.
Who seems to be.
No, he's gone in the back. Is he gone in the back to do a little bit of warming up? So if we just look at that picture behind the goal. A youngster is gone to warm up. There's the youngster.
Yeah, Gerald Thorne. He's the youngest player on the squad.
Yeah. He's what? He's 14. He's 15. He just turned 15. Yeah. Dante will be turning 15 in December.
Yeah,
so
he's second.
He's second youngest.
Second youngest.
But
what a time for him to come in if he does.
in a final.
And of course, if presentation was to equalize, then he'd have to face penalty kicks.
But I think they're patching him up. They're patching
That's a good word, Colin.
They're patching him up.
I haven't seen them. I'm a bit disappointed. I haven't seen the magic spray in this situation.
Well, he's back up on his feet. That's good news.
Has the magic spray been phased out?
Maybe this type of injury doesn't need magic spray.
Well, I know you've put your boots back on and been playing football, Colin, on the weekend. So I wondered if you had a visit by the magic spray.
Nope. I stay away. When I see a ball 70-30 in my favor, I allow the opponent to get it. I'm not going to.
Nothing's changed for you then.
Nothing has changed. Well, the good news is Isaiah Williams is back up on his feet.
Just so he was on the floor, just so he's back up.
Just so he's back up. So good news, though, for presentation.
Very good news.
Just about 64 minutes gone.
They really need to find a rhythm, Presentation College.
This is Barkley. We understand that it was just he was cramping, but I mean the way he got on.
This is danger.
This is Shepard. Oh, he's pushing a little too far ahead of Charles. He does well to retrieve it.
It's a good
Gets
ball.
it back into Jacob. The cross comes. Headed away by Neptune. Still Jacob.
It's a lot better by Presentation College.
Gets that ball to Allen. This is Cornwall.
It's ambitious.
Ramsey settles things down nicely, but Presentation still on the attack. Cornwall to
Can't afford to lose. Can't afford to lose the ball there.
Dante to Cornwall. Plays it nicely. Wide to Charles. Charles is going to take on his man. Comes inside of it. It rebounds off of Charles and went dangerously inside the box before it was cleared away. This is Charles.
Good passage of play here for Presentation College.
They're putting some pressure on. Jacob tried to turn with it. Cleared away.
That's good football.
Just about 65 minutes gone. And the Coca-Cola score confirmation. It's Naparima 1. Presentation 0. The goal scored, of course, by Bramble in the 53rd minute. So with just about 25 minutes to go, can Prez get that elusive equalizer? The shot comes. Very wayward indeed, and that wouldn't trouble Fernandez. So it's going to be a goal kick for Naps. 1-0. Here is the shot from the youngest man in the field, Dante. Never got over it, so it was always heading skywards. Shipley gets it out wide to Lewis. He plays it to Bramble, but Bramble is offside. Going to be a good free kick for Presentation.
You would suggest that Presentation College and of course Coach Cooper, who's prowling the technical area, must be thinking of even advancing more yellow shirts forward.
It's a shot.
Something.
Gets it to Ash. Ash is quick. He slips through. Picked up by Christopher. Ash does well. Does well. The referee says it's going to be a free kick. Unfortunate they slipped just about when he was collecting the ball.
Look at the right hand.
A little bit of rugby.
Looks like a bit of a tango waltz combined for you dancers out there. Like Colin Murray.
No, I'm not a dancer. I thought you were referring to yourself, talking about tango waltz and these sort of things. Didn't know you knew about waltz and tango, right? They somehow don't go with you. But here's Shipley trying to get it to Bramble. Wasn't able to, and it's played upfield. This is Ash. Turns nicely with it. Oh, he was trying to get it
too
wide.
much, Colin. He's got to pass the ball. He's already done some of the hard work.
Fronted, plays a wonderful ball to Bramble.
Do well to keep it in.
Yeah, it was as it hit the turf, it skidded away from Bramble. He's looking for some support. Gets backward support from Caruso. Mark Ramsey. This is fronted. Wide ball towards Lewis. Sends the cross in. Headed away, but not cleared. Shipley. Oh, he didn't get his shot off. Sent upfield. Barkley takes it down nicely. Oh, he does well. He's such a good player.
That's an excellent ball. That's a good ball.
Ash does well. He wins a through. Presentation, would you say they've picked up the intensity a little bit, Brent?
Well, what they have done is picked up the tempo of the game. The approach plays a little bit better, but certainly there seems to be a little bit more urgency in the way they're doing things.
Headed away by Neptune.
It's a good
This
ball.
is Shepard. Good tackle by Andrews.
This could be trouble. Ramdeen has already, tell you what, Ramdeen was through. That one near side here, Colin. Acres of room behind him. Seen there by Bruce, but you're right in saying that Presentation College has started to pick things up a bit. They have to. This is not going to help them, yanking long balls up front.
If you're going to play balls to Shepard, you've got to play it his
Correct.
feet. But this is Shipley. Oh, he wiggles away from the tackle. The pass to Ramdeen was not that good, but Barkley gives it back to him. This is Ramdeen. He's on his way. He's on his way and brought down by Carabby. So it's going to be a yellow card. He's taking one for the team because I tell you, Ramdeen was away.
Some really good play there by Ramdeen. But when the ball passed him, Colin, that he wasn't going to get it back, but he thought he got it back with that quick feet. It's by two defenders. Tell you what, it wasn't such a bad decision there, that foul.
He took one for the team, didn't he?
Yeah, he did take one, because I felt that Ramdeen was well on his way.
Third Presentation player to receive a yellow card. Nigel Carabby, substitute. It's confirmation of the yellow card.
Now, of course, Colin, we've seen goalkeeper Williams in an extensive treatment. I'm quite sure that Ramdeen will have that in the back of his mind.
Well, he's decided to chip it rather than go for goal. The ball comes off of Andrews and goes for a goal kick. So we're in the final 20 minutes of this game.
It's now or never for Presentation College.
It seems that they've pushed Jacob up front. So they've got Ash, Jacob, and Shepard now up front. They're playing, and
Barkley's joining as well.
Playing just behind them.
Yeah, they got to go for it, Colin. And when you made the comment that it doesn't matter losing 2-3-0, this is knockout football. Need a goal to get back into this one.
Lewis. It's a good looking ball to Bramble.
That's a good challenge.
Excellent challenge. Coming in there by Allen. It's going to be a through for Naparima.
They've used the word efficient to describe Naparima College throughout the season. They're just like a machine that's gliding through the SSFL.
They've got
smooth sailing.
They've got the winning formula, Brent.
Winning formula, mentality, the belief. It goes right through.
This is Ash. He seems to have taken up a wide
ambitious, very
tries
ambitious.
to go past Christopher. Look how cool and comfortable Andrews is at the back.
This thought it was a wrong decision there by Ash. He's had a solid game so far. There's no need for that, really. This is no need for this as well.
This is Charles trying to go past Lewis. Wins a throw. It's a good ball towards Jacob. Cleared away. Can Gets it down to Shipley. Still Shipley. It's an ambitious ball from Bramble. There goes the limping Williams.
Not limping anymore.
So it's going to be a goal kick. Prez still trailing by that Issa Bramble goal.
Tell you what, we don't give enough credit to the Naparima back four, and I would even say back five inclusive of Khan. They've been really solid throughout the season. I don't think there's been a game we have done with them that they've looked troubled in any sense of the imagination. Always look well in control. It's offside.
Offside.
Of course, they've only given up 10 goals so far this season. And of course, the opponent's presentation have only given up 7. Teams, of course, stingy when it comes to giving up goals, 1 and 2, respectively. Of course, an offside there. Don't need VAR for that one, that's for sure.
Shipley, it's taking too long.
It's a poor kick.
Picked up by Perus. Oh, that's not a good ball.
Pass here.
That's well to get it back. Yeah. Did very well to get it back.
If ever there was a 1-2 with yourself, that was it.
This is Ash.
He's done well, Ash. Really well.
He's got some speed. He's got some speed.
That's a good ball. That's an excellent ball.
No one coming in on it though. Not
It's a shame,
Jacob,
Colin.
not Shepherd. They were hanging back. Well, in the meantime, it seems that Christopher is down. The Coca-Cola score confirmation after 75 minutes. Naparima, they still lead Presentation College by 1-0. See the attendants running on the field. Angus Eve looking on at things. He would be happy inside, knowing his defense, and those supporters would be happy as well. They know the defense. He knows they're capable. Knows that they're solid at the back, so that 1-0 is always a dangerous lead. But because they're solid at the back, he would have confidence in his team holding on to that 1-goal lead.
And they're solid as players and in formation. I think that is what's given them the impetus, of course, to be that good in front of the goal. And that team is really a well-oiled machine, especially defensively. And I know we always talk about goal scoring and goal win matches, but defense wins tournaments and championships. And their defense, Colin, has been rock solid.
Well, it's going to be a throw for Presentation. In the meantime, Christopher is off the field, and but he's going to get back on. He's going to limp back on shortly. Williams is going to go wide towards Charles. Oh, he was trying to thread it through towards Shepherd. Good interception by Perus. Angus Eve has a quick look at the watch.
I think he's going to probably do that at least 50 times in these next couple of minutes.
Doesn't want anybody to see him looking at it.
Well, I'm looking at his team's formation, and they're starting to drop off quite deep now, Naparima College. It's almost to say that they're happy with this 1 goal.
It's always dangerous trying to hold on to a 1-goal lead. Because it just takes one bit of magic from a Shepherd or a Barkley, and you're back level 1-all. Or even Ash. He's had a good game.
Very good game.
That's a good ball to Jacobs. Akil Jacob was in an offside position.
Just, you know, we've said it a couple of times, Colin. I'm not sure why they're trying to play these long balls up to the diminutive Shepherd. And of course, Hulk, and not the Hulk of Avengers, but of course the miniature size Hulk. Because he's up against the likes of Andrews and Neptune back there. Both players are very, very capable in the air.
This is Ramdi playing it back to the man who came back on the field after his little injury, Christopher. And they've won a throw-in. He's limping. It's interesting because if Ash runs at it, he will soon know that he can't be limping. This is Charles.
Find out quickly how good or bad that injury is.
That was Luke Charles playing the long ball to Allen.
It's good football.
Barkley did well. Back to Allen. Can Barkley keep it in? He certainly can. Being confronted by two defenders. Eventually, kick cleared. Coming up to the final 10 minutes of this game. Naparima still holding on to that one goal.
Yeah, and another lofted ball.
Goes to Jacob. Trying to get it over the head of Christopher. And they've won a corner. Now you've got the tall Luke Charles coming up from the back. You would think Shepherd would be aiming for him.
Yeah, that would be his target.
Here's Shepherd with the corner. That's curling it, put it away. Charles, this is Kosi Charles. Gets it to Dante. He loses out.
That's well done by Ramdeen again.
The loose ball picked up by
trouble. Is he offside?
Yes, he is.
Tell you what, that's close, Colin. Thought he may have just timed that.
Just went a little too early.
Yeah, just a bit early. I'd like to see that one again, but
well, they're finally going to substitute Christopher, but let's look at it.
Yeah, that's a tough angle. Because have to look at when the player releases the ball.
So Naparima making a substitution. Not surprising, Christopher is making his way off. And coming on is Kesa. So Kesa for Christopher. That's the substitution. It's going to be interesting if he fits into the defense or if fronted. May very well go back to a left back position.
Which we've seen before. He's played defensively before for Naparima. So one of those utility players fronted. I'm quite sure he can goalkeep as well, Colin. Put it past him.
That's a good ball to the man who's just come on. Kesa.
That's a good move.
Out comes the keeper, he does well. Headed on by Nkosi Charles towards Shepherd. He's being pushed in the back by Lewis. Does well, gets it all the way back to Luke Charles.
Again, another long ball. It's working. It's not going to work, Colin. It is not going to work. Those direct long balls from the centre halves.
That's a good ball to Jacob.
Good idea.
But there was fronted, clearing it, but only as far as Cornwall.
That's a good pass. Well defended, excellent defending.
But no communication there between Shepherd and Cornwall. But Cornwall eventually gets it, plays it wide to Carabby. Two men waiting in the box. One is Jacob. Cleared up, cleared away. Press with another.
Seems to be a play on the floor. Looks like Shepherd.
Yes, it is Shepherd. That would be a real blow to presentation. He has to come off. Just about 6 minutes left. Gotta think they've got to do something now. Perez making another substitution. There is the substitution. Young Dante is coming off. Coming on is Sinclair.
Definitely have to be an offensive. Again, another lighted ball in there.
Oh, he's lost out to Barkley. Dangerous, that's dangerous.
That's very well blocked.
Jacob does well. The shot comes. Oh, the keeper can hold on to it, but no one following up. The shot from Carabby. And Fernandez didn't take it cleanly, but there was nobody to follow up. 4.5 minutes left. Naparima holding on to one goal here at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium. It's a good kick.
Very good kick. That's poor. That's really poor.
What a contrast between Fernandez and Williams. Barkley spreading that ball wide towards Nkosi Charles. This is Jacob. Jacob, let's see what he's going to do with it. Oh,
Shepherd! It's a hard ball! It's a hard ball!
It's a penalty. It's a penalty. No! The thing is, Brent, did the referee blow too soon? The ball rebounded, and we're going to have a look at the play. Did he blow too soon? Or should he have allowed, because Shepherd put the ball in the back of the net?
He may have dropped the gun there. Let's take another look at it. Jacob comes in, good play, squares it back. Andrews misplays it. Shepherd with the shot. Look at the right hand of Andrews, definitely penalty there. Everyone stopped right there after the whistle was blown. So Colin, I think he had to have given it, but he should have allowed play to continue.
Well, my point is,
he should have allowed play to continue.
The rebound came to Shepherd after the handball, but he saw the handball, he blew right away. So,
yeah, this is the drama of the intercall, Coca-Cola intercall.
At the end, I suppose you can't fault the referee as he saw the handball.
Correct.
He blew for the foul.
There, he had to make the call.
Let's see, the man taking the penalty.
It's a substitute.
It's the substitute. Jardel Sinclair.
Can he continue the tradition of the super subs we've seen so far in all of our zonal finals?
Tyreek Andrews got the yellow card.
Well, you'd have to think this is it for Presentation College. If you miss here, I think that's it, College. They have to score.
Here's Sinclair with the penalty to make it 1-0. Jardel Sinclair, the sub, he's back.
Brilliant penalty.
And you know, Brad, for a man who has now come on the field, that's tough what he's done. But he's brought presentation. Back level here.
That is a top finish there by the substitute. He's only just gotten on the field. I tell you what, not just a bag of confidence to take it, but look at this. 2 steps, Colin, high and over. That is a good kick. That is a very good penalty. Levi gets the right way, but the power and the height of it gave him no chance. Confidence of that young man. So many in his position would have never taken up that opportunity.
So, presentation, back in it. Can we have a winner? Can somebody do it in normal regulation time and whatever added on time we have? I expect we'd have 4 or 5 minutes of added on time. Well, how did Sean Cooper know presentation was going to get a penalty?
Well, that's good work by Barkley again. That's a good
Send
throw.
over!
Oh boy! I tell you what.
Word, Sinclair, he's done some damage to himself because he was flying. He was flying and just didn't get his head on it. And he just, let's have a look, Brent.
But Barkley with the good work, good cross. He was not far at all, Colin. Whoa. I tell you what, he got welcoming there from the post. Ran straight into the post. It looks like 6 minutes of additional time.
6 minutes of added on time.
That's a foul. Well, I tell you, presentation.
What a 6 minutes we have in store for us here.
Their tails are up, Colin.
They are. They're going for the winner. They are going for the winner. The danger with that, Brent, is when you do things like that, you sometimes leave yourself open on the back. There's the long ball straight to Fernandez. You sometimes leave yourself open. They've got to be careful. Now, Jacob has gone back into the midfield because Jardel Sinclair has pushed up into the forward position. There's Sinclair. Towards Charles. And Kosi Charles. So that's Shepard. And then Kosi Charles has come over to the right side.
That's a foul. That's good defending there by Ramley.
And this is where President Naparima can be dangerous.
Yeah. It's a good
that's
tackle.
An excellent tackle. Oh, the tackles are flying.
Flying in, yeah.
This is what we wanted to see from minute 1.
This is a derby game, Colin. This is a derby game. No love lost here, that's for sure.
Williams looking for Barkley. Headed on towards Andrews. Didn't mean it, but it got to Andrews. This is Sinclair. To Ash. He's got Jacob. This is Jacob. Wide is Charles and Kosi Charles.
They're turning the screws.
Looking to go after Lewis and wins a corner.
He gets a corner, yeah.
All of a sudden, presentation have started to dominate the last 5 minutes of this game. So Jardel Sinclair there, his 5th goal of the season. What a good penalty it was for a man who's just made an entrance into the game. Akil Jacob with the corner. Hulk, as he's better known. Oh, it's not a good corner. Cleared away.
Hopefully a better delivery here.
Ali gets it there towards Jacob. Back to Ali.
He's got to deliver it, Colin.
Should get it in.
That's a good ball. It's a corner.
Nope, came off the head of Luke Charles. So we are 2 minutes of the 6 minutes added on time. 1-1. 53rd minute, Bramble. 87th minute, Sinclair. And the thing is, the light fades fast. You could very well be kicking penalties in the dark. Not sure what's happening there. I tell you, I think the secondary schools, Brent, going forward, they've got to look at extra time. I think it's tough on youngsters to lose on penalty kicks because, as you rightly said, it can go either way.
It's a lottery. It really is.
I would like them really to get back to in the old days, not only did you have the extra
replay.
time, you had a replay. And I'm not suggesting you do a replay, but certainly they should have extra time.
Remember the famous replay of John Donaldson technical and Fatima.
Oh, that was magnificent. It's
that's wise.
3-1.
John D
was leading with about 5 minutes to go. Fatima came back to 3-all. And then in the replay, Fatima won, of course. Right. No need for me to tell you that. We just want to say goodbye to our viewers on TV6. They'll be leaving us in about a minute. We hope you've enjoyed the game.
Maybe we should encourage the TV6 viewers to
TV6, stay on.
Stay on. Send your texts and your calls to the TV6 station and stay on. It's exciting here.
Oh, yes. It's not finished. It's 2 minutes still to go. And then we've got the drama. It's still deadlock of penalty kicks. And let's say that Naparima, they've dominated in terms of penalty kicks in recent years when these teams are level. Can Prez break that deadlock if they go into Prez?
Well, we talked
because
about
it's
the
psychological, isn't it?
We talked about the winning mentality that Naps has, and it's just you have to wonder. And of course, William went down with a little bit of an injury. He looks a little better now, but he was cramping up.
He's going to be critical.
That's a strong challenge by Ash.
Oh, Charles had to do well with that header.
I tell you.
This is Ramdi looking for Shipley. So Isaiah Williams sends it upfield. We've got 30 seconds left. This could be the last chance for either team.
That was late by Jacobs, and he's on a yellow card.
Now a chance for Kesa.
Good skill.
Kesa getting that ball wide to Bramble. This is the last chance for Naparima.
That's a foul. That's a foul.
And
it's a silly foul of that too, Colin. Of course, with just seconds to go.
Yes, he's given the foul.
He was going nowhere. He just needed to hold up his opponent. Just don't allow him to get forward of him. Now he gives Naparima with his one last chance here.
Well, this is going to be the final chance they've got. What drama it would be if Naparima was to snatch it here. Ramdi with the free kick. 1-all. We have played 20 seconds beyond the 96.
That's a good
ball.
Beyond
the 6 minutes. That's a good ball.
Oh boy, I tell you.
That was...
he was on a pause, Colin.
Yep, Andrews is it, or Christopher. But actually it was Neptune with the header. But that's it. The whistle has gone. The whistle has gone. It ended 1-all here between Naparima and Presentation. So we've got to go to penalty kicks. The players that go off to the side, get some water, have a word with their coach. The toss will be taken as to see who will kick first. We'll wait to see who will kick first. That toss will be done. And of course, the other big important thing for both teams is who will be the 6 kickers. Who will be the 6 kickers? So we want to say well done to the TV6 that you're staying with us for penalty kicks. What drama do we have here at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium? It's always like that between Presentation and Naparima. It's never over until the right at the end. Well, going as far back as 2016 was the last time Presentation was victorious over Naparima. And they beat Naparima on that occasion 4-2 on penalties. But in 2018, Naparima did the reverse when they beat them 4-3 on penalties. So there's goalkeeping coach of Naparima, Clayton Ince, having a word with Levi Fernandez. Remember, he was the hero last year after Jabari Gray did everything from a presentation perspective for them to win it. And then Levi Fernandez made 2 remarkable saves to ensure that Naparima would win it. Here's some of the crowd. Yep, they're off their seats. They're not. Nobody is leaving this stadium. It's the Presentation College students. Not too sure what the chant is, but I would expect presentation and then the clap. I'm not sure. I know Fatima's chant, but I'm not sure of this one. And there is, well, looks what's happening. The sun is setting, and can it set on Naparima or presentation? The lights are on. Well, let's get extra time if the lights are going on. So we just the drummers from Naparima, it's all happening. So let's have a look at the goals, Brent. Just going to have a look at the 2 goals. This is Naparima's goal.
Well, it all started with Ramdane. Good passage of play. Shipley puts the ball through and eventually gets to Bramble. Look at this for a finish. Absolutely no chance for Williams. Bramble putting Naparima up front with a 1-0 lead going into it. Good finish. Williams with no chance. And then Jacob with a Hulk type run. And Shepherd, ball off of Andrew's hands. Of course, a penalty kick. A lifeline here. And the substitute, Sinclair. What about that? God, I'm not sure, Colin, if I would want to be in that situation. He was on the field, not for long at all. Maybe his first touch of the game.
I was about to say that. I think that penalty was his first touch.
I think what I liked about it, Colin, is that he grabbed the ball. He went for it. Of course, Coach Eve probably can't believe that this is even gone to penalty kicks. But
so it appears presentation may be kicking first.
Well, you'd have to say that of the 2 custodians, Fernandez obviously the more experienced one. He's been in this position before.
There is the presentation players in a little huddle. There is the referee, of course, referee Quincy Williams. Levi Fernandez kisses the post. Not sure why he'll do that. Maybe he wants a little luck from the post. He says, listen, if I can't stop it, you help me. Isaiah Williams heading up towards the goal. So Naparima is going to take the first kick. Sorry, presentation is going to take the first kick. It appears. The 2 goalies. Referee just giving the goalies the final instructions.
Well, you'd have to say, Colin, that Naparima College would be the more experienced team in this situation.
Well, Williams is going in the goal, so it means that Naparima is going to kick first.
It looks like Neptune is strolling up, the big centre half.
Yep, it is Neptune. Taj Neptune with the first kick. Here is Neptune against Williams. Who is going to be the hero? Is it going to be Isaiah Williams? Is it going to be Levi Fernandez? Yet another year. We saw him do it for Naparima last year. Neptune versus Williams. A little bit of gamesmanship. He touches the ball again, goes back, waits on the referee. Neptune against Williams. Oh! He skied it! He sent it down to the Marabella! He sent it to the Marabella main road! Oh my word! Neptune! He slipped just in the crucial moment in the place, man.
I'll tell you what. I'm wondering, Colin, and I may even suggest that he would have kicked it over, then slipped.
You're probably right. When I looked at the replay, so it's going to be Shepard, the leading goal scorer for presentation. Jai Shepard.
He's got to score this, Colin. He really does.
Coming up against Levi Fernandez. Jai Shepard to make it 1-0 for presentation. He's put it in the back of the net. That's a very good hit. Fernandez is very upset. He dived the correct way, Brent, and he probably felt he could have stopped it.
You always worry, Colin, when a taker takes 2 and 3 steps, if he could generate enough power. But Shepard has dispelled that belief. It's the power what beat Fernandez. Gets the right way.
Well,
but Shepard's kick was had a bit of power.
Ezekiel Kesa is the next man. He is the next man. Let's look at Kesa versus Williams. Concentration on that face. What is he thinking? He must only be thinking of getting it into the back of the net. That's all he's got to do. Williams goes deep in the goal. Then he comes forward. The referee is just saying to Kesa, make sure the ball is in the correct position. So he fixes it.
I've seen a couple of players now try to adjust the ball. It may be a bit of a divot there now where the penalty spot is.
Kesa against Williams. He waits. He waits. He's on his way. He scores! No! Isaiah Williams! This was a cramping goalkeeper about 30 minutes ago. He is not cramping now. He is saving presentation here. He guessed the right way, Brent, and he was able to palm it.
He was able to palm it. Wasn't the best of penalty kicks, but give Williams credit. He followed it all the way through. We talked a lot about the mental side of the game as it relates to presentation. College, and can they get over Naparima? Of course, Angus Eve is probably in a state of disbelief. Yeah. He's never been in this position. He's always beaten presentation.
It's Jardel Sinclair. Oh,
that's a good save.
This was the man who scored in open play. He put it high in the top corner, but he's missed this time. So it's now 2-1.
Well, I thought he may have looked at the option of changing his side, but this time Fernandez figured him out.
He should have gone.
He should have gone the next way, I thought.
Well,
change it up.
The first time, Brent,
he went high. That's correct.
Once you go that, you've given the keeper a chance to dive and save. You've got to go high. So, third kicker for Naparima. Perus, Nathaniel Perus, to make it 2-2. Oh,
that's a good kick. That is a very, very good penalty.
Perus has scored for Naparima. So they've pulled one back. It's now 1-1. However,
Press still to
Press
kick.
still have the advantage.
This is a good kick, Colin. Look at that. I think he recognized that goalkeeper William guessed the corner that he was going in, so he adjusted and he went straight down the middle. That is good stuff.
Skipper Aleem Barkley.
He was outstanding today, Colin. Again, Barkley. Really talented player. Angus is without the hat now.
This is skipper Aleem Barkley against skipper Levi Fernandez. Can he make it 2-1? Barkley.
Oh boy. What happened there? I thought that...
Didn't he get his hand? He got his hand on Tim. Not too sure.
Well, it looked like he got his hands on Tim.
And then it hit and went in.
Well, of course, we take another look at that. And he guessed the right way. Yeah, he did get his hands on it, Colin. I thought he would have kept it. Oh, he should have saved that. He should have kept that out, Colin. A bit stronger with that left hand.
Well, it's 2-1. Naparima leading now. Sorry, Presentation leading 2-1. It's Tyreek Andrews.
This is a very, very important penalty kick, Colin.
Andrews against Isaiah
He has to score.
He's got to score. Presentation leading 2-1. Make that 2-1.
Excellent. That is top stuff by the big man. Bring in the juice. That is a good penalty. Look at this, Colin, for a bit of trickery. The big man with the stutter step and places it in the opposite corner. Williams
no chance.
Had no chance. Thoroughly enjoyed that one.
Well, one centre half to another, because Luke Charles, the centre half for Presentation, he's come up to take the next kick. You have to think it's another situation. If he misses, very well could be advantage Naps. Two all. Presentation to make it 3-2 after 4 kicks. Luke Charles. Here goes Charles against Fernandez. He's put it in the back. That's a good kick.
Yeah, it's a good kick. Well, this is it.
Well, he misses and Naps go home. He scores and then it's up to Levi Fernandez.
Well, this is another kick that went straight down the middle. Tell you what, Colin, that wasn't far off. I think Fernandez would look back at this and think for himself that maybe 1 or 2 of these kicks he could have gotten.
Well, it's Sion Shipley. No, we've not seen Bramble. We have not seen Bramble take a kick, but...
Or Ramdeen for that matter.
Yep. It's going to be Shipley, Sion Shipley. He misses, Naparima go home. He scores, Naparima has a lifeline. Shipley against Williams. He waits. Here is Shipley.
That's a good penalty. That is a good penalty.
So 3-all, but advantage Presentation. They score here, Brent. They are South Zone Intercall champions. And the man to do it is Akil Jacob. Let's have a look at the penalty.
Well, Shipley, that's a good kick. Placing it the other side of Williams, sending him the next way. And has now put everything on this young man's shoulder. Jacob with the opportunity to win the South Zone Intercall Championship.
And when you think of it, Jacob was the man instrumental in that equalizer for them. Getting to the byline, getting it back. What pressure on this young man, Akil Jacob, to win it for Presentation. Gamesmanship. Look at Levi Fernandez. He's walking all over the place. Jacob against Fernandez. This you can hear a pin drop in the stadium. The only voice is mine. Here is Jacob. The whistle blows. He watches Fernandez. He's jogging on the spot. Here goes Jacob. He's putting it in. Presentation of one. Presentation College are the South Zone Intercol champions. They have defeated Naparima by 4 goals to 3 on penalty kicks. You have to say congratulations to them. They've come from the death to win it, and their supporters are absolutely going berserk here. The players are going berserk. They came from the death to do it right.
Well, President, we talked about the first encounter they had where the scores ended up at goalless, and Presentation College having, of course, the lion's share of possession, but they weren't able to score. We talked about the ability to execute and, of course, to win against a team that they just seem that they cannot get over. But here it is, Presentation College scoring with minutes to go and now stealing away the South Zone Intercol title from Naparima on penalty kicks. We talked about their mental strength, Presentation College. They have shown it here today. Maybe, just maybe, Colin, the monkey is off of their back as it relates to Naparima College. Of course, the final penalty kick by Jacob, of course, was a gem and has put them through to the national semi-finals. Who would have thought, Colin, that today would have been the day that Presentation College finally gets over Naparima College, the perennial winners?
Brett, we never talked about the man of the match.
I would have to go with Jacob.
I would have to go with Jacob. He brought them back in the game. He was all over the midfield. He created the goal that got them the equalizer. And then the nerve he had to hold to kick that penalty, you got to give it to him. You got to give it to Akil Jacob. Well, the excitement here is really fever pitch at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium. The final score after 90 minutes between these two southern colleges, Naparima and Presentation, it ended 1-1. We went into penalty kicks and Presentation prevailed by 4 goals to 3. Let's take a break and then come back here for the presentation. Goodbye to all our viewers on TV6.
90 minutes of regulation time was not enough to separate Naparima College and Presentation College today. It came down to penalties, and your South Zone Coca-Cola Intercol champions for 2019 are Presentation College. Here with student guest host Regalio. Regalio, how you felt about today, the team's performance?
I'm lost for words, actually.
Yeah.
I did think we played better football. They scored penalty. You know, Prez has not been able to score Naparima in open college for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
They've been scoring penalties during the 90. But I want to congratulate Presentation, and we'll see them next year.
All right, now what's very interesting is Regalio Holder is actually going to be the keeper next year as Levi Fernandez actually moves on with his life. So we say congratulations again to NAP, so you're reaching this far and winning the SSFL Premiership. Tyreek, what you expected today happened?
Of course, the Lions came out to fight and they can't stop Jatcheran from shining. No matter how hard they try to stop, Coach Cooper led his team, Alan Barkley led the team, and we came up with the win.
All right, well, let's take a look at the match highlights with Brent and Colin.
Well, let's see them shine here in these highlights, Brent. It started with the Naparima and Bramble. He had the first shot, the real first shot on target. The angle was bad, and a good save from William.
Good save, good pass by Lewis. A game in the first half that did not live up to the expectations whatsoever. Both teams, of course, troubled their defensive, not seldomly, not a lot at all, but you have to give credit to Naparima College. They dominated the first half, but they were not able to execute on the possession. The second half, however, a different story. Presentation College having a bit more bite in the way they play. Ramdeen joined the fray and started the move brilliantly with Shipley that eventually ended up with Bramble. Look at this for a finish from the big man. Into the corner of the net, 53rd minute, Issa Bramble with the finish. Good build-up play, overall play by Naparima College, and Bramble puts the dot on the I. At that point, Colin, it looked like Naparima College was going to continue as is.
It seemed that they would have won it, but they decided, Brent, this is the handball. No, sorry, this is the chance from Shepherd. When he didn't kick it properly, never got hold of it, and it was the save. Now they made some tactical changes. That was the shot over the bar from young Dante. They made some tactical changes, and here was the penalty, Brent, because of the run from Jacob.
Because of the run from Jacob, miscue by Andrews, and of course, the penalty kick by Shepherd and by Sinclair, putting it into the back of the net in the 87th minute, leaving it late. Super sub, Jardel Sinclair, beating Fernandez, guessing the right way, but not guessing the right height. We went down to penalty kicks. First two kicks from Naps was atrocious, of course, eventually putting one into the back of the net, and it was left up to Jacob eventually with the last kick. Barkley scored there. And of course, it came down to one kick to win it. Andrews with an excellent penalty.
That made it, Brent, made it 3-3-all. This was the kick here. Again, that was Luke Charles. He made it 3-2 for Presentation.
Shepley tied it up with 3 apiece. Shipley with a good finish. And of course, it was left at the 5th and final kick to Presentation College. And the man, Jacob, and places it into the back of the net. And with that comes the South Zone Intercol champions, Presentation College. As we look at the full-time analysis, of course, 9 shots on goal by Naparima, 8 by Presentation, 6 shots on total on target, 4 of those for Presentation, 2 for Naparima, 7 fouls for Naparima, 15 by Presentation, 4 yellow cards in total, no red cards, and of course 7 corners in a very lopsided second half, eventually ending up with a victory for Presentation College.
Well, we've got the man with hands, the man who scored that final penalty to make sure Presentation win the South Zone. This is none other than Akil Jacob. He's with hands.
Man of the match, Akil Jacobs. Akil, where did that extra fight come from today?
Well, from in the heart. Just from my heart, who wanted the most?
Who wanted it the most, and you all definitely wanted the most. And to you, the victory today, we say congratulations.
Well, thanks.
Who do you dedicate man of the match to today?
Well, my coach here lost his father, and I dedicated to him and my family as well. I'm a team.
Thank you very much, Akil. Congratulations going out to you. But also congratulations going out to Naparima College for even making it this far, and of course for winning the premiership. Assistant Coach Abdallah, what do you have to say to the boys, the parents, the fans at this point in time?
I just want to say it was a tremendous final. Congratulations to Coach Cooper and his staff and the players of Presentation College. You know, this is a good look for Trinidad and Tobago football. You know, we are at a low right now in terms of the football in the country. But anybody who came up here this evening and saw the boys and how hard they fought for this victory will see that Trinidad football have far to go in the future. You know, and I hope that with where they're seeing the national coaches come together and they see what is going on in South here and pick these boys and them because they're giving tremendous, both Naparima and Presentation and all the other teams giving up a tremendous fight in the football, and I hope that it goes on to for Trinidad and Tobago football.
Thank you very much, Assistant Coach Abdallah, and we look forward to seeing Naparima next year. Coach Cooper, you could not stay on the side of the field for the penalties because of the nervousness. Let me know about that.
Fourth time? No, definitely not, no.
Why? What is it about that pressure?
Well, on a personal note, I've been struggling with my health for a couple of weeks, you know, so I really couldn't take that strain. You know, I just came out because we have to give back to all our almaters, you know, the old boys.
Well, honestly, Coach Cooper, we wish you the best in terms of recovery, in terms of your health, full 100. But I mean, it's a happy, joyous moment. You all have recaptured the South Zone title again.
Well, I think we have been playing terrific football for the couple of years and not winning the games, you know. And today, you know, we won the game. Our strategy was good, where we absorbed and we encouraged them to attack us in the first half so that we could have come on to them on the second half. So we changed our structure second half, and you saw we started to dominate coming down in the second half there.
Now, the last time you all actually won the national intercol was in the 70s. Do you think you all have what it takes to get it this year?
You have to ask the boys that. The coaches are always ready, but the boys, they have to execute.
It is on the players, but it is time for the players to celebrate Coach Cooper. Thank you very much for speaking to us. We have SCL Sicharan, who is the chairman of the South Zone Secondary Schools Football League, here presenting the trophy. And we also have the principal of Presentation College joining in. The vice principal, of Presentation College, joining in the celebration and the presentation of the Coca-Cola 2019 South Zone Intercol Trophy. Presentation College are your champions. And that is where we end off for today here. Remember, tomorrow we actually bring you action live from the Hazley Crawford Stadium. The Tobago champions, Speyside, go up against the North Zone champions, St. Anthony's College. This is where we wrap it up for today. My name is Hans Devines. Thank you for watching the Coca-Cola Intercall. We leave you with highlights from today's matchup.